that one of the things that is real hard to comprehend when you grow up in the 21st century is just the commercialization of art.
Yeah.
And that art for the majority of the time that art has existed, you didn't get rich doing art.
Yeah,
you know,
that wasn't the intent of it.
Yeah, and even if you had that intent, you just wasn't gonna be able to.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna be this easy road to being able to do it. You know, a lot of artists were like patroned by certain people for them to be able to, you know, make art. A lot of painters and even like different, you know, musicians and things like that earlier on. Like somebody, a king or a queen or somebody was paying for you to not do nothing else and for you to be able to do this. And
or they die poor and after. It's like, yo, that shit was lit. He was doing over 100%, there, you know.
And anybody who is an artist, even at the highest success, the greatest artist that you could ever imagine, whatever it is that you create is going to have more value and have more worth in it longer when you're not alive than when you are alive anyways. You know, there's no artist who has ever lived or who will ever live where the pinnacle of what you reap in from your art, you're going to have in your lifetime. Mm-hmm. The pinnacle of it is going to be after your lifetime because your art's going to exist and live much longer than you. And some of the greatest artists and some of the artists who have had the most influence on all cultures and civilizations, like you said, were people who weren't rich, you know, or weren't acclaimed and weren't esteemed. If you didn't know art, you didn't even know who this person was, you know. And it is similar to that when you begin to, again, like the commercialization of art makes it difficult to really understand this because somebody puts out an album and the artist who puts out the album is very commercialized and is really pushed and capitalism takes hold of that. But the people who are within that culture get an album and take it back to like a days where you could have you get a physical album, and within the linear notes, you know, it's 100 names where you don't know none of these people. Most of these people not making as much as this person making, and he not making as much as whoever the CEO of the record label is making. And some of these people are doing this, and they could be working a 9-to-5 job with a 401k and be making maybe more money than they making on behind the boards on this, or by producing this one beat that only gets put onto this one album, and they got to get the royalties and residuals from it for years. You know, where they got to wait for the song to become big, and they produced the song like 12 months ago. You know, same thing with actors. The majority of people who are acting and who take up the profession of acting aren't going to be rich, you know, and aren't going to have a bunch of money. And the majority of people who take up, you know, writing novels or painting.
Like, bro, if your goal is to make money, you should do something else.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like if that's what you're trying to do, you should do something else. I like being at cool places.
Right.
I like doing cool shit.
Right.
I like wearing cool clothes. I like listening to cool music. So I'm in hip hop.
Right.
Because if I want to go experience cool shit, that's the place to be.
Yeah.
Not the place to be to go make money. Obviously, you can make bread.
Right.
But so like, I don't know, bro. It's just like I feel like there is a miss to your point of like the capitalism and the commercialism of it has definitely it makes it hard to understand why people are doing it. When you like from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, you put a song out and then like niggas got rich and he lives a great life, and then you start doing it and you're like, well, what the fuck? Why would I keep doing this? And it's like, well, that person may or may not be doing it for altruistic reasons, and if they are, then you damn sure didn't see the 10 years before when they were grinding this shit out the mud. Right. So it's like, you know, and I don't know, bro. I just like doing it for, and I appreciate people like you and like the creatives that I know who like doing it because they like doing cool shit, bro. It ain't some complex like thing. It's like, bro, hip hop is a fly ass culture, and if you like fly shit, then come fuck with it. Right. You know?
Yeah, and I think